My friends, welcome to episode 53 of Prof and Dev Play Games. I'm Larry the Professor, and over there is my friend Anthony.
The developer.
And we have quite a show for you tonight. We have a lot of news, got some Twitch news, Call of Duty, Destiny, Ubisoft, some Assassin's Creed, and Recore. Then we're going to get into what we're playing. It's been a spare week for us playing games. Not too much we've been playing. And then we've got the off-topic banter about this really weird hashtag that sprung up this week that we want to talk about. But first, we're going to start with a discussion of Twitch Prime. So this is something that, Amazon bought Twitch, was it 2 years ago? 2000?
Something like that. It's something I always forget.
Yeah, me too.
Because, Amazon hasn't really themselves done a lot to promote it through Amazon.
Right.
It's like, yeah, we own Twitch. Like I said, I know people that work at Twitch here at Amazon. Ex-PopCap devs and people I've worked with.
And haven't heard
much. We're
much.
working there on these things. But, even that, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess there are people at Amazon working on this.
I had absolutely forgotten until I saw this. We're both Prime members because it's just worth it. You get the video plus the 20% off new games and whatever else. Yeah. But they have a blog post this weekend. I believe it was this weekend. Be a boss on Twitch with Twitch Prime. So they're announcing the collaboration between Twitch and Amazon is taking the next step, which is Twitch Prime. Basically, you get free game loot every month, instant access. Like this month is like access to a new Hearthstone hero, a new indie game, which I think is the Amazon indie game Streamline. And then you get an ad-free viewing experience on Twitch. You get exclusive emotes and a badge, and then you get one free channel subscription every 30 days.
Which is awesome.
Which is super
actually.
Awesome.
Especially for the streamers. So you're like, here.
Yeah, like
we're gonna kick some money
to
you.
The only gaming people I watch on Twitch actually is Kind of Funny Games. I used to watch their 11 p.m. show, and I catch their stuff on Twitch every once in a while. So I subscribed to them for a little bit, but I stopped. So it's nice to basically we're throwing them money by subscribing, and I guess Amazon's paying some. I don't know if they're paying the full $5 or a percentage of that.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
But it's nice to be able to throw that at them, and then you get to watch Twitch ad free, which is
that is the big part.
Yeah. Is there any other benefits that I missed there?
Let's see. It was the loot, the ads. No, I think that was it. Those were the three big things. I think the loot rotates every 30 days.
Yeah, they said every month you get new game loot.
Okay.
Which is pretty damn rad.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see which. Clearly they already got Blizzard, which is awesome.
Oh yeah. Right.
So I wonder if that's setting the bar pretty high on. Hey, we're going to work with other big publishers and developers to secure stuff for Prime.
Right. Well, they've got these events going on. Like there's a Hearthstone event from the 30th of September to November 6th, where the top Hearthstone players will be streaming and celebrating Hearthstone all month. And throughout the event, all Twitch Prime members will get the hero, like I mentioned.
Yeah.
And there's a charity thing they're doing. So it's cool to kind of have, the power of Amazon has already been behind Twitch, but now there's tangible things that we can see.
Yeah. And
the streamers are totally benefiting from it, which is rad.
Have you seen anything on the streamers' reaction to it?
The Kind of Funny Games guys, yeah. That's actually how I heard about it first, because on the Twitter feed, Greg Miller kept retweeting this. People were saying that they're going to use their subscription to sub to them. And he was super excited because he's getting a ton of new subs, and that means money for them. So then I went over found the blog post and was like, whoa. So I definitely went and subbed on theirs. There's two that there's another one that I watched, Destin Legary. He does a bunch of Destiny stuff. He's an IGN guy, so I'm gonna throw stuff his way switch every month, back and forth, spread the love. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And I kind of want to look into now how I could get some of my stuff on Twitch. I've done it before a little bit, but I haven't dabbled too much into Twitch. But it'd be kind of nice for you and I, when you get your PS4 fixed, to do some. We have some ideas for some, not really live streams so much, but some unique a unique twist on Let's Plays that we're probably going to launch in the new year. So that'll give you some time to get your PS4 ready.
Yeah, and we can also do it on PC. I know how to do streaming on the PC as well.
Oh, good. You'll have to teach me that.
Yeah, it's called Open Broadcast software.
Oh,
it takes a little bit of getting used to and how to do it, but I've watched a bunch of tutorials on it, and I've used it for actual just video capture myself. But
nice.
You can also just stream your captures at runtime, and that's what a lot of PC streamers, that's basically what they use, and it allows you to put up different windows.
Right.
Like that's how you can structure your screen so that you can, you're like, this is what I want people to see.
Nice. Well, that would be nice to figure out for when we kind of get this idea into motion, in January or whatever. Yeah. There are a lot of older PC games that I have yet to start that would be perfect for what we kind of envisioned.
There could be a lot of, because on PS4 it's pretty easy.
Yeah. So, audience, stay tuned for that. Coming up in the new year, we'll have some video content rolling out with the prof and dev folks. Also, in the beginning of the new year, we'll have some T-shirts, and that will be pretty fun. I'll have to show you the designs that I have. It is news to you. I've been working on it for the last couple of weeks, so nice. I finally found a partner that's going to work. So, if it works out, I'll show you beforehand, but you'll be getting a T-shirt by November.
It's going to be a giant dick on it, isn't it?
It is just going to be a giant dick with some balls.
There we go.
That's it.
That's
dick
your
and balls, play games.
On me. Look at this T-shirt. This is what it's going to be.
I thought it'd be pretty funny to shitpost on a T-shirt.
Oh.
But no, the Twitch Prime thing is rad.
Yeah.
Because for people who already pay for Prime, I'm Amazon Prime. This is just an added benefit.
That's kind of how I felt whenever free. You sent it to me. I was like, oh, I'm going to link my account then. Done. Yep. Hey, look at all the stuff that I get because, having Prime has basically been a requirement since 6 or 7 years ago for me. The amount of stuff that I get shipped. Right. Basically, I think the first time I even signed up to Prime was a holiday, like Christmas, and all of my family and my wife's family is everywhere. We're like, we got to ship gifts to people. We can save more money if we just do Prime.
Right.
So we're just going to do that.
Well, my question for you, this kind of, Amazon's been around with Twitch for a couple of years, but it's kind of a big push. What does this change? Like, why is it such a big deal, other than us getting cool free shit?
This is definitely, Twitch, while the biggest streaming service out there for, like, live play, this also, hopefully this would actually start converting people to just have Prime to go over and use Twitch, watch Twitch. That's a big thing. Amazon, I don't remember how many Prime subscribers they have, but it's some ridiculous number. So, that from Amazon's standpoint, the more people they can push to watching Twitch and securing Twitch as that, like, number one live streaming service.
Like the esport.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. That's just huge for them. Like, it's money for Amazon no matter what. Honestly, them giving this stuff with Prime is like, sure, cool, but it's really not a ton of money for them for the amount that they're going to get out of it. It's good business, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's definitely laying the groundwork for this is the place where you go watch esports. And we obviously know that esports is getting bigger and bigger. It's on ESPN now, and there's more. If you look at the growth potential for esports in terms of what people can get out of it money-wise, more people are paying attention to it. I don't know if you saw the news today or yesterday. DJ Steve Aoki bought the, I think it was Overwatch and CS:GO Rogue team.
Oh, no.
They're pretty popular teams in those for those games, and he just outright bought them.
Okay.
So either he's super into watching those games, or he sees a way to make a profit.
I think there's definitely a way to make a profit. You see if I went to Twitch right now, I bet League of Legends is probably the top.
Oh, of course it is.
Worlds is going on right now.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure all of Worlds is being streamed.
League of Legends. Yeah.
500,000 people are watching League of Legends right now.
Right. Crazy. And this is worldwide. I mean,
Yeah.
that's huge in Korea and elsewhere, but also in
Yeah.
the U.S., of course. Shout out to Carl. So it's just amazing. It really is.
Yeah, so I mean, this just solidifies that whole thing. If you're a gamer that has a Prime account, yeah, you'll be using Twitch now, especially because here, have free stuff.
And okay, so if you're a gamer that had Amazon Prime, were you not using Twitch before?
I know a lot of people that don't use Twitch. I know a ton of people that I know that I would consider gamers that it's not something they know of it. But I also know plenty of them that just don't. They're like, why would I watch someone else play video games?
Well, and when I got halfway through that question, I kind of realized that I was almost asking myself.
Yeah.
Because I actually don't use Twitch that much. There are a couple of old streams that I tried doing when I started the podcast and I didn't really stick with it. But when I consume games media, like when I do watch people play games, I'm almost always using YouTube.
Yeah,
so
I use because most people I know that use Twitch, they also post their content afterwards on YouTube as well.
YouTube, which is exactly what I did when I used Twitch.
Which makes sense. But I would say there's been times, I don't always watch Twitch, but there are just times when I'm like, oh, I want to watch. There's a specific game I want to see someone playing. Are they playing it right now? Okay, let me go watch them.
Right.
Like right now there's 17, almost closer to 18,000 people playing Destiny. And sometimes I just want to see what Destiny looks like right now.
Yeah.
Hop in. I'll watch. Although I'll say I do not like watching FPSs.
No, it's not that exciting.
Oh my god.
Oh, especially when... Okay, so for me, I enjoy watching FPSs when they're doing the campaign, so I kind of get the feel for what the campaign is like. But watching multiplayer is just not that exciting to me.
No, FPSs are really hard for me to spectate and watch.
Which is crazy because I feel like the FPSs are the esport. You know, that and fighting games, I suppose, are the most popular esports to watch. What am I talking about? Never mind. MOBAs are. MOBAs are.
Totally.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
Hearthstone is really big now. It's always
been. Oh, really?
Huge. I mean, it's number 3 currently by quite a margin. But I've seen Hearthstone, when they have big events, jump up to the top. It's easy to watch is the thing. Like, you can spectate and you know exactly what's going on. You can see everything.
Yeah.
What did I watch? I watched a lot of Stardew Valley. When I was out.
Wow.
That was just fun. I was at work when I was obsessing with it, watching other people play, and just hearing their experiences. It was a good time. I've also, what else have I watched a bunch of? My ultimate nerdiness is live play role-playing games.
Yeah, it's really, really nerdy.
It is nerdy, but there's a whole this big streamer, Itmay JP. He's an old StarCraft streamer, but he has his channel, but he has a whole section for roleplay, and it's him usually playing and the other person DMing a bunch of different games, and they're all doing it through this thing called Roll20. So it's all online.
Oh yeah,
and it's just been fun to. Sometimes you get really funny people, and it's just hilarious to listen to a group play.
Well, the interesting thing with media now with these things is showing how popular niche media can be. Like a streamer, like 20,000 eyeballs on something doesn't seem like a lot, is not a lot for network TV or a movie or any of that kind of stuff. But this niche stuff, like the 20,000 viewers, if you can convert that into ads or clicks for a streamer, that's pretty rad.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely has changed how people consume and what they want to consume. Oh, yes, right. Social eating at 10,000.
What the fuck is that?
Do you have it up? Do you want to see?
I don't have it up.
Because it's exactly what you think it is.
Just people sitting around eating food?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not like Overcooked, the game. It's like people sitting there.
No, it's actually people. I've heard of this. There's definitely... an Asian streamer, I don't know which country in Asia, either South Korean or Japanese, that they...
You don't think he's North Korean?
No, it's she.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and North Korean, sure, on their 28 web pages. Pretty sure Twitch is one of those.
Not one of them. Sorry, North Korea.
They will never hear this.
But the NSA will.
It's true. But literally, this girl orders a takeout or delivery, and she sits there for a couple hours and just talks and eats. And thousands upon thousands of people watch her.
Humanity is fucking doomed.
But honestly, it's people. A lot of people are just like, they will, in their chats and stuff, talk like they have their own food and they're sitting there and they're chatting, and it's basically like this social thing that they're doing around eating.
Well, and that's what we do face to face.
Yeah.
We like with my friends and I. The biggest thing we do is we go out to eat together. Yeah. So it makes sense. It fills that void. Exactly.
And it's definitely, there's a chunk of it seemed like young, single, lonely people that just wanted to have that connection. And it was like, right. I get it. I get why you're getting a ton of streams, because literally she's just eating and chatting.
I really like that about the internet, is that like I said, the niche thing, like people can find other people who have similar interests. It kind of gets a little dark when it gets into like the, white supremacy or the really, really dark shit.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like the harmless stuff, people coming together over stuff that, I might think is weird, but it doesn't matter because people are enjoying themselves, and that's all really that matters.
Yeah. So maybe this thing with Amazon will push more people into their
social eating.
Yeah. Did you watch the Bob Ross thing when it was on?
Yes.
Because that was amazing.
I love Bob Ross. I'm really excited that he's on Netflix now, because I actually watch the videos and do paintings while he's doing it.
Nice. Oh, God, I loved watching it on Twitch. It was so amazing to watch people, and then you'd finish a show or do stuff, and God, the amount of emoji that would go across the screen.
Yeah.
It made me happy.
That's awesome. And that's the goal here is, with games or, us, people creating things, like it's just to have fun and enjoy things. And Anthony and I will be having fun and enjoying things when we launch our Let's Play initiative in January. So stay tuned to that.
Yeah.
Anything else about this Twitch thing?
No, I'll be curious to see. My biggest thing is they launched, I think, at a pretty decent bar. I want to see what November brings. Like, what does this look like month after month? What are we getting? What are the deals, the codes and the loot that they're able to get?
Right.
And we'll see.
Yep.
It's free things for me. I have Prime. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's no skin off our backs for sure, and it's good so far. So when we come back from the break, Anthony and I will be talking about the news of the week, and there were quite a few things. So stay tuned, and we will be right back. All right, my friends, welcome back from the break. Anthony is here, and so am I. I am at Prof Plays Games, and he is at Summer Speak, and we are here to talk about a few pieces of news. And this first one, Anthony is going to take for us.
Yeah, this was a weird, random thing that showed up, but it looks like there was an image leak from Assassin's Creed Empire, which is the next Assassin's Creed that is not coming out this year. And I think they just even said maybe not next year.
Maybe not next year, right?
They're just like, it will come out when we're ready to put it out and the game's ready. And if it is only as far as long as this picture, considering this is production wireframe and final render with like a menu added on top,
which is the Syndicate menu.
Yeah, they're just basically going like, look it, they're well in pre-production. I mean, this is a test menu kind of stuff, but it shows a pyramid and obelisks. So Egypt confirmed.
I think it's Las Vegas.
That's true. That's true.
The Luxor.
The Luxor.
Assassin's Creed Las Vegas. I'm calling it right now.
Oh, haven't they said they don't want cars?
I don't know. I imagine that might be a thing.
I think there was a couple of years ago because people wanted to ask if they would do like would push through like into like World War I or World War II, and they're like, one of their big things was like they don't want to deal with cars.
Well, not to spoil Syndicate for you, but that cat's out of the bag.
Did they do cars?
I can't remember, but they did World War I.
I know. I don't know how many cars there would be there at that point, but I mean that was one of their big things about bringing it too far modern.
Right.
Was they didn't want to doing drivable vehicle. Like, do they do drivable vehicles if they do that?
Right.
It kind of feels like they. I think the talk said they felt like if they did it in a time frame where there are cars that you need to be able to drive them. It wouldn't.
Yep.
It wouldn't feel right, and at that point, it's a huge undertaking to get those physics and that all feeling good.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure Syndicate, the carriage stuff, isn't the best.
It is not, and this trophy where you have to get first in 3 street races, not the best.
Which makes sense. I mean, drivable things it's always such a pain in the ass to program.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Watch Dogs 2, how that feels.
Yeah.
Because they're, it's an SF, so they're driving cars. Like, you get to drive.
And in the first game, people did not like how the cars drove.
No, I played that one for a couple hours. Did not like it very much.
Yeah. So
I have high hopes for San Francisco, though. We'll see.
Yeah. But this is pretty much leak confirmation that, to me at least, that Egypt is where this game's going to be.
But okay, so question for you. Is it Egypt like ancient Egypt, or is it like early 1900s Egypt?
I don't know.
Because would they go backwards in the timeline?
Yeah, I mean, they could do that. They jump around.
Yeah. I thought they've been progressing forward the whole time.
Let me think here. I guess they have, but they've been pushing forward. But if you take the whole media that is Assassin's Creed with the comics and everything, they jump around.
Okay. And the movie will be, I think,
movies
it's
in a complete. Yeah, it's the Crusade. No, it's. Oh, it was a different time frame.
Okay.
It was kind of strange, if I remember.
Our viewers are shouting at the radio.
It's Spanish.
Right now.
I think it's the Spanish Inquisition.
Oh my god, I want that in a game.
I'm almost certain that movie is Spanish Inquisition, and they talked about. God. It's 15th century Spain.
Oh my god, that's what I want in a game. Damn it.
And they actually talked to. I just saw a thing on it that the actual parts where they're back in 15th century Spain. It's subtitled, Spanish subtitled.
Nice.
Because they're like, they tried it with English and like, we just can't, it just isn't right.
Right.
These people should be speaking Spanish.
Wonder what kind of Spanish they're speaking.
That'd be good. You could find out. I hope. I mean, that's one thing that the series has tended to be good on is actually like getting its facts straight about the time periods.
Right.
So I'm hoping that translates through to the movie as well, especially if they're like, fine, we're going to subtitle this, that they just go what Spanish would have been in the 15th century.
Right. Huh, interesting.
Maybe they won't. Maybe that'd just be too hard, but...
Yeah, well, I'll report back.
I plan on seeing. I mean, that's December 21st, huh? Okay.
Well, I meant the actual strain of Spanish they're using. I'll report back on
so December
thoughts.
21st, though. That's when it comes out. Right
I'm
before.
definitely looking for that. I'm hoping it's the first video game movie based on a video game franchise that's good.
Hey, wait! Don't bash Mortal Kombat.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
That's a guilty pleasure. It's not good, but I really enjoy that movie.
But it's fun to watch. Okay, I'll give you that.
It's source material. Don't take itself too seriously, and it didn't.
Yeah, it's the source. Yeah, that's a good point. Next piece of news is about Destiny 2 coming to PC. This is from Jason Schreier over there at Kotaku, and it aims to feel like a totally new game. The news that came out of this, first of all, it might be coming to PC, which is kind of nice because it's a shooter. It would expand their audience. The thing that troubled me about this news report is that they were talking about the idea that you might not be able to bring your characters from Destiny over to Destiny 2, which is news to me because as far as I remember the devs talking about, you would be able to bring your characters forward. And I don't know if that was just like a hope they had or I don't know. I've spent a lot of time building up my characters and I would be sad to leave them behind. At the same time, I understand the constraints that puts on the developers. It
is. I basically read this and I'm like, okay, do you want to be an MMO or not?
Yeah.
Like, what are you?
Because your characters are persistent in MMOs across all iterations.
They are. Except things like sometimes there have been trying to be true sequels. So there's EverQuest and EverQuest 2. Mm-hmm. Your characters were different in each of those. Like they were different games. That didn't really work out so well because it splintered the player base.
Yeah, of course.
And neither game actually had. It really is. I mean, when you put hundreds or thousands of hours into a character and one thing, it's really hard to give that up and say, I'm going to start new. So a lot of the player base did not shift over to EverQuest 2. This is a different, I mean, there definitely could just be a thing where it's like, okay, Destiny 2 is launching and Destiny 1 will not be getting any more updates. None. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, either way, that's going to be... Destiny 2 is definitely its own game. That's clear. So it's just a matter of what it will be.
Right. Well, I think that the current player base that's pretty rabid, we have spent, I include myself here even though I'm not as much along as the other people, spend so much time gathering weapons, and like they collect all the year 1 weapons, year 2, all the ships, all the everything, and then they're collecting all these things, and then for that to all just go away for 2, which happens in a normal game, right? But this is pitched as a MMO where this stuff should be persistent, and I think that gives people an opportunity to just make a clean break, but I don't know if they will or not.
Yeah. From this article, they're saying it'd be more like the Diablo games. Mm-hmm. Be like, nope, Destiny 2 is like Diablo to Diablo 2, which, I mean, from a development standpoint, it does give you a clean break to be like, okay, we've seen the mistakes we made and where we can improve.
Right.
And lay the groundwork at the start for that.
Right.
But, I mean, it's a pretty jagged pill for a player base to swallow.
It really is.
Playing that game for how long now? 3 years?
September 14. So 2 years right now.
2 years, yeah. 3 years by the time this comes out at earliest.
Right.
At earliest.
Right. Yeah, just all the the add-ons, the DLC, like everything, like stacking this just it's become this huge thing, and then for all that to be wiped, like there's got to be some smart way where they can carry forward something, and not just if you have a Destiny 1 save file on your PS4.
I mean, you're going to be on your Destiny. You log into your Destiny account, I'm sure, your Bungie account.
Yeah.
So, yes, if they do this right, they would give you something based upon what you've achieved.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't completely go away. But
right.
I'm curious to see. I mean, I'm pretty sure, hard decisions that they have to make. And there's no easy answer here.
No, definitely not.
It's either being stuck with what you have and being constrained by the designs you fumbled into at the start, because they really didn't know what exactly they were doing at the beginning, and they've iterated and reworked it, but you can only do that so much. There's still a framework that they have to keep. And WoW's latest expansion came out, and like characters at level 110 now, some ridiculous level.
But for a new player coming into that, they basically give you like you start with a character that high, don't you?
No. If you're a straight up new character, player, no, you have to start at the beginning.
Okay, so then
they've accelerated the
leveling,
the leveling and the XP curve like a ton, so that it shouldn't take you that long to get up to the new content. But
the reason why I asked that is because you can't. There might not be a way to have your old characters come to Destiny 2, because there would be no way to start over if it's all new content, and you can't start the game with a level 40 light level 385 character.
Yeah.
I could see them doing something where some sort of event happened where your memory, quote unquote, was wiped and you're back to the beginning, and you eventually get access to your weapons again later in the game. I don't know how they would do it. They have to be creative.
I don't know.
It just seems like a conundrum for them.
Yeah, when I read this article and stuff, it made sense that they probably are just gonna. Destiny 2 will probably just be its own game.
Right. And if it's a better game, then that maybe is a good trade-off.
Yeah, and
story
people that want to just play Destiny 1, I mean, I doubt they're going to shut off the Destiny servers, so it will just be like, hey, there's not going to be new content for this. So
then it'll die because it will die because people are looking forward to new content and enjoy doing the new stuff. That people aren't going to keep playing the old stuff over and over again once there's something new.
Yeah, but that's probably the plan. Is that they expect that most people will just convert to Destiny 2 and go.
That makes sense.
I don't know though. I mean, I expect there's going to be a lot of internet outrage when that happens.
Of course, I think there's usually outrage.
But then everyone's just going to buy it anyway. So let's be honest.
True. Well, yeah. Even though if they told me your character doesn't transfer, I'm still going to buy Destiny 2 because I've purchased all the DLC for Destiny for some reason. I just like that game, and I like to play through all the story and then move on. Like it's House of
And who
Wolves.
knows? Maybe the two they'll learn how to do the story better from the start.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Next story is over to you, Ubisoft.
So this was Ubisoft had a shareholders meeting, and they nominated some new people to their board. So now their board is like 50% in family company and 50% external. But the big thing is Vivendi was trying to get a couple seats on the board as a way to. Vivendi has been pressuring, like they want to take over Ubisoft. It seems like and they're going to try, and they were going to try through the board to just start muscling their way onto the board. They already own like 20 some odd percent of the stock, I believe. I saw that somewhere in there.
It was 21%, I thought, or something like that.
Vivendi has 23%.
23, okay.
And the family own about 15% of the stock, and they're just buying up another 3.5%.
Right.
So they should be. So there's a lot of fighting going on against the stock here. But now the worry is that Vivendi is going to try a hostile takeover over the next year and just buy up as much stock as they can get so they can get a controlling stake in the company.
Right.
It's kind of crazy to me because Vivendi's huge, though. That's not shocking.
Well, and Vivendi had a stake in Activision Blizzard for a while, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
I mean, Vivendi owned Blizzard.
Right.
They don't own that anymore?
No, they sold it off.
They sold it off, which is shocking to me. Why would you want Ubisoft if you owned part of Activision Blizzard?
Right. Because they realized what they let go of, maybe? I don't know. I don't
know. But yeah, this is something to watch out for over the next year and see what's going to happen. This kind of stuff isn't fast. It's going to happen very slowly.
Right.
And it's probably going to be pretty hard to stop if Vivendi just starts using money and muscling their way in.
Well, it means
not getting on the board at least gave them some time.
Right.
Ubisoft some time to build some firewalls and hopefully secure their situation.
Well, and if Vivendi does take over, Yves Guillemot won't be the CEO anymore. He was just reconfirmed. And he's just, that last article from IGN, I believe it was, talking about how it'll mean that Ubisoft will change and they won't be able to take risks and support platforms that are risky. And, that to me says NX. Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. When Vivendi would be pretty, just make us money. They're not.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty crazy, actually. And we'll see. We'll see. It's kind of crazy to think that the family that the Guillemot family, Guillemot. Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it.
In all the articles that I've
is still involved in the company for so long. It's pretty insane, actually.
It's like 30 years or 25 years or something like that.
Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah.
Well, I know Ubisoft gets shit all over the internet for their games for one reason or the other, but I really enjoy the Ubisoft games that I play. And maybe just because right now I'm just obsessed with Assassin's Creed, but they make pretty good games.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they have a lot of you look over their back catalog, they have duds, but they also have some pretty strong stuff as well. I would say the biggest thing with them is they're just not nearly as consistent as other big publishers.
Right. Well, according to them, internal numbers, apparently, the number one selling game of the year is theirs, and that's The Division. So
okay,
that's according to them. So I guess we'll see.
The Division did come out on the PC as well. So
yes,
that
exactly.
probably helped.
And it's on sale this weekend on Steam. Not that I'm interested, but yeah. So there you go. Next piece of news here is, to me, it's a no shit piece of news. So this is about this is about Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remaster, which is part of the Infinite Warfare. If you buy the Infinite Warfare, like the Deluxe Edition or something, you get the remaster of Modern Warfare and something else, right? Isn't there two, or is it just one?
Just one.
Oh, okay. So it's Modern Warfare Remaster. And the idea, people, at least on Reddit that I saw, were like, okay, cool. So if you buy the disc, then you get the Modern Warfare Remaster. So we'll get the code from Modern Warfare Remaster and then sell the Infinite Warfare, because I don't want to play Infinite Warfare, so I'll be able to make my money back. Nope, the fine print has changed so that in order to play a Modern Warfare Remaster, you need to have the disc for Infinite Warfare, which makes total sense to me because Activision can read the internets. And also they are in business to make money, so they're not going to, it's basically $20 more to get the Modern Warfare Remaster, and then you can sell Infinite Warfare for maybe $40 back to GameStop, thereby not paying that much for Modern Warfare Remaster. So, they're going to make it so you have to keep the game.
Is there any way to get that with a digital version? You
mean get the remaster?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. No, it's if you buy the digital version, which is if you still buy the $80 digital version, you get both.
Okay, so it just comes with it.
So they're just making it so you can't trade in the disc day one.
People are like, oh, well, let's do the disc. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good luck, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
they're
that's
really
business.
Making sure that you have to buy Infinite Warfare to play this game.
Right. And I know people are pissed off that COD has gone to the future and we're flying through space and whatever the fuck is happening. And Battlefield's differentiating by going back and we're riding on horses and have sabers and shit. But I'm not a person who's played much COD, but I don't have a problem with the campaigns. They look pretty fun. I don't know.
They're Michael Bay-ish action.
They are.
Stuff.
It's popcorn campaigns. I don't know. I don't know if anyone goes into it for depth.
No, that's not what they do. But they do the ones that have been good. You get very, very fun, short action campaigns. You're just yep, that was incredible set pieces. That was awesome. Yep. And then you're done.
Right, and the first one that I played was, oh god. The one with Kevin Spacey. I bought it because Kevin Spacey was in it.
The last one.
Yeah.
Right?
Was it Modern Warfare? No, Modern Warfare is what we're talking about here, the remaster. Oh, what was that called? Infinite Warfare, Modern
Advanced Warfare.
Thank you. Advanced Warfare. I thought it was exciting from beginning to end. Just this, like you said, just continued set pieces. It's just action, 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 action. And of course, the story. Of course, spoiler alert for Advanced Warfare. He was going to be the bad guy. No shit.
Yeah.
So, but it was still fun.
Yeah. They're fun, but they're nothing I would consider special.
It's popcorn
Just
game.
fun. Yeah.
Well, this time of the year, to be perfectly honest, in my view, the games that come out in October and November are the ones that are designed to hit as many gamers as possible. So
yeah.
I don't see that they stray that far. It's like the summer blockbuster. They don't stray that far from the formula.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. What's that?
Are you picking this game up?
Probably not at beginning. I've never bought a Call of Duty for full price.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play enough of the multiplayer where it matters.
Yeah, right.
I might pick this one up. I'll probably pick this one up on sale because I am curious about its campaign. I have zero interest in playing the multiplayer, so I'll just play campaign, finish it out, and be done.
Well, I have Blops 3, Blops 2, and Ghost campaigns to play, so I'll be waiting on this as well. I'm worried that if I wait too long, I won't be able to get access to Modern Warfare Remaster, and maybe that's just the marketing getting to me. I don't know.
Probably. You have Modern Warfare, don't you? It's not the remaster.
Oh, is that the one that you recommended for me on the PC?
I think I said 1 and 2 were good.
Okay.
Modern Warfare 1 and 2 on PC were. So you may have it already.
Okay, I'll have to check. If I do, then I don't need to worry about it then.
I mean, it won't look like a remaster, but
No, of course not.
it will still play just fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then maybe I should just calm down then.
I would be very curious to see. I'm sure it's going to sell gangbusters.
Oh, of course it is.
They always do.
Yeah.
The people complaining, going, I can't believe they're doing this to me. They're just going to buy it anyway. So,
Yep.
Of course they're going to keep doing this to you.
Well, wasn't it Call of Duty where there was some Steam group who said we're not going to buy it because you're changing whatever, and then the day of they were all in playing that game.
Yep. Because Modern Warfare 2 didn't have dedicated servers, and people were all on PC and were all angry about that, and like, we're not going to buy this game, and they all bought it. So
yep, makes sense. Yeah, we'll see.
All right, no one's going to care. Whatever.
Right. Next piece of news is about a game that we played back in February, which just came out on Xbox. And hold on, before we get into this, this is about Firewatch. Did you see the new update for Firewatch? Oh, your PS4 is broken. Never mind.
I have not.
Wait, did you play on PC though?
No. Yeah. Did I?
I think you played it on PC.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think you played it on PC.
If I did, I should load up Steam and see what it tells me.
So there's the thing that they added is something.
I don't have it installed anymore. So.
Yeah, you might want to install it again because what they added to the game is right up your alley in terms of a developer. And then they said,
Is it the commentary?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. Yeah, I saw something on that. I totally should do that. That's why I'm enjoying BioShock so much this time through.
It's like 103 cassette tapes of audio, and they added a new trophy list. So they kind of got shit for their trophies, like beat this, you beat this day, you beat that day, you beat this day. Yeah. So they added actual trophies for some of the kind of fun things you can do in the game, which was smart. And they didn't say anything, as far as I saw, they didn't say anything about that. So that was one thing they didn't say anything about on this media tour about Firewatch. And the other thing is this piece of news, which I'll let you take.
Yeah, so they signed, let me get this back up, with a company called Good Universe to get financing and produce a film for Firewatch, which came out of nowhere to me.
Right.
And I don't know. I mean, I guess there could be a good movie out of this.
In
a lot of ways, it was a lot of. I mean, yes, you're walking around and kind of choosing where you're going, but really the narrative was linear. I mean, I could see this being done as a film in a lot of ways.
Do they show Delilah, or is she on the radio?
I don't know. I mean, that would be a big. Honestly, I think you don't need to show her. I mean, have you watched Her?
No, but I know you're talking about Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, that was an amazing movie, and the fact that you never saw Scarlett Johansson's character, the AI, through the whole thing, it worked. It worked so well, shockingly well. So there's precedent where you could do something like that. It would take a really good actress to pull that off.
Right. Well, I think if that's the case where they don't show her, then use the voice Sissy, I forget her name, from the actual game.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll be interested to see. I mean, a lot of movies enter development hell. Like, just because this happened doesn't mean this will actually come out.
Of course.
I've seen so many movies that they're like, hey, we're going to license this. Mentioning BioShock was licensed. There was supposed to be a movie of it.
And that never happened.
No, because the studios and the directors and owners couldn't agree on how gory it should be, and it could be rated R or not.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Studios wanted it PG-13. The director was like, no, this has to be R. Like, have you played the game? It can't be PG-13, and they just could never come to an agreement on the rating and budget. So, it's great. Camposanto is getting this, but cross fingers that it actually becomes something in real life beyond maybe some pre-production, like probably get a script.
Right.
More than anything, they'll probably do some treatments on a script, and that's then we'll see if people bite. Maybe can get a big studio or a indie studio to do it. Because I could see it as an indie film, definitely.
Yeah. Live action or animated?
Live action.
Okay.
I think they would go out and
get actors
in the mountains and get actors. And I mean, does it take something? It's interesting when they do this because you're like, okay, you will not be that character. You'll be watching that character.
Right, which will be super weird.
How does that change the story? Like, how does that impact the storytelling?
Well, I've heard a couple of people say that same thing, and I think for people who've played the game, it will impact it, but for people who haven't played the game, it won't matter at all.
Yeah, and honestly, if it's a theatrical release movie, that audience is way bigger than just the people playing played the game. So.
Right. Last question for you. Do they change the ending for the movie?
Probably, in some ways. I bet it's going to be pretty... well, definitely at the very end, I bet will be more intense.
Yeah. I just...
But I don't know. They have... Like I said, I was expecting something very different at the end of that game. Not with Delilah.
You mean
Delilah part wasn't in my head of meeting her. Like, I didn't care. Like,
the other stuff they set up.
The other stuff they set up was, I thought that was so much more important.
Me too.
Than what it was actually going to be. Just because they had foreshadowed it being important.
Right. They did.
Clearly it wasn't.
Right. Yeah. For the pedigree the writer had, and I still think he did a pretty good job in Firewatch. But, he did Walking Dead Season 1 and something else for Telltale. It was like 80% there. Like,
yeah,
good, not great. And it could have been just fucking amazing.
It could have.
For as good as the game was, such lost potential there. So it makes me excited about what they'll do next, but not necessarily sure that they took the lesson from, just listening to a bunch of their interviews recently, like that never came up. Like, people were all the interviewers I heard were just praising the whole story from beginning to end. It's like, no, there were things that were really bad about the story. Why aren't you talking to them about that? So,
I don't know. We'll see if they... I would think for a movie they would have to adjust that, or they're going to get pretty well panned.
Yeah.
You'll just get the people going like, and it completely went off rails in the third act.
Right.
Or it just whimpered out. Like, that's a pretty standard thing for movies.
Well, it's just that maxim. I can't remember who it is. Maybe it was Chekhov. But he said, like, if there's a gun on the mantle in the first act, it's got to go off by the third. And, like, all this stuff that was on the mantle, quote unquote, in the first 2/3 of that movie game went absolutely nowhere at the end. And it's just like, and it wasn't like misdirection for like a cool surprise ending. It was just a flop.
Yeah.
So
I know. I don't hear a lot of people talking about that at all.
About how bad that was?
Yeah. Which is shocking online. I'm like,
well, when the game came out, like how hyped people were when it actually came out, people were playing that first week or two. That's all people were saying about it.
That's true. I see most of the news now just kind of glossing over all of that.
Exactly. Like, great that they're making a movie out of it, but remember that the ending of this movie or this game sucked. Like, the worst. Yeah. This would be like top game of the year if the ending was better, and it's not even going to be on my list at all.
Yeah, I can see that. That's unfortunately the endings are I don't even really think of the game that much anymore.
Right.
Like, it's just, I'm like, oh yeah, Firewatch, I played that. Okay.
Yep. Right.
That's
Sorry,
too bad.
Campo Santo.
I do like all of them. They do cool things, but
their Firewatch is still my desktop background on my computer, on my my laptop.
It's incredible art.
It is.
It looked great. It played well. Just sticking that landing hard.
Yep. Yeah, it is. It is.
They didn't stick it. They took a step.
Right. I agree. Last piece of news. I'll take this one. This is about a game that I'm playing right now, or have been playing. It's ReCore, and they're getting another update.
Good.
Quote, yeah, seriously. Quote, we've continued to get great feedback as you play ReCore, and we have some more good news to share. On October 5th, we'll be releasing a significant update to ReCore. In this update, you will experience decreased loading times, see audio and visual improvements, and notice improvements to issues you may have experienced with waypoints, achievement tracking, collision location checkpoints, and respawn points. End quote. Awesome. Game is rad. Fix those things. It's going to be even better. those things were really holding back the game. So
it definitely feels like when you see updates like this and the previous one, this game was not ready for prime time.
Definitely not.
They're just like, oh, we have to get it out. Here it comes.
And so my question for you with that is, why do we have to get it out? Like, those are
Microsoft.
Okay. They said you had to hit this deadline.
There's probably a date that they agreed to that they would hit, and there was no flexibility there. I mean, they're not owned by Microsoft at all.
No.
So basically, contractually, if they want to get paid, they probably had dates that they had to hit, milestones they had to hit, and release is one of those. So if they want their money, they need to release.
I just feel like if you release prematurely, like if you gave them another month, the sales would have been better because the reception, initial one, would have been better. Like, people heard how good, not great the game was, and that they knew that those things would be patched out, so they would just wait, and it would probably be cheaper.
At this point, it's business.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. It's totally and who knows if they already given them extensions or
that's
not.
True. That's a fair point.
It's hard to know. Again, most public will never know exactly how that all went, but
it's a good game.
It's kind of weird to me that Microsoft wouldn't say, like, want to give the extension, though.
Right.
But they also want games out on market at certain times. So
yeah, and they had nothing else in that slot. All they had Forza Horizon 3 a little bit later. This game, for a $40 game, this game is so worth your time. It is really good. If you like Metroid Prime, if you the robot angle from Mega Man, like, this is so good. The loading times fucking killed it for me. So I'm really excited that this update's going to be dropping this week, so I can get back into it.
It's cool. It's on my list to pick up eventually.
Yeah, it's well worth it. You can get it for PC.
Pick it on PC.
Yeah, of course. So that is the news for this week. We're going to come back and talk about the games that we are playing right now. So stay right there, and we will be right back. All right, my friends, welcome back from the break. I'm Larry at no, that's not SummerSpeak, that's you, at Prof Plays Games, and over there is Anthony at SummerSpeak, and we're here to talk about the games that we are playing. So what are you playing this week, Ant?
I played a bit of Titan Quest some more, the Anniversary Edition. Yeah, getting through it some more, and realizing again why there's things I like about that game and things I really don't like about it, and why it makes just kind of an action RPG thing, playing Diablo 2 and then playing Titan Quest. Like, Titan Quest gives you a lot of free-form control over your character, but man, can characters be bland. You just feel like you're doing the same thing over and over. And I guess Diablo 2 felt like that as well.
Yeah.
But the classes at least felt so drastically different. There aren't classes as much in Titan Quest as you just choose to specializations, talents, whatever, and mix and match. But really, I still feel like when I play it, and even reading online, the best stuff to do is like, all right, well, this is going to be my main attack, that's going to be my secondary, I might have an alternate, and then pump everything else into passives. Every other point just goes into passives. So
there's not much variation in terms of the attacking?
No. And man, is that game long. Like, I can burn through Act 1 of Diablo 2 in no time. Act 1 of Titan Quest, holy shit, I'm still in Act 1.
Whoa.
I've put, I think, 10 hours in. It's a long act, and leveling is way slower in it. You feel a lot less powerful in Titan Quest than you do in, like, Diablo.
And how many acts is the game overall? Is it 5?
3, 4?
Okay.
It has the expansion in there, so I don't remember anymore. It's 3 or 4. I think the base game was 3. It was ancient. It was Greek mythology, and then you go into Egyptian mythology, and then you go to Chinese mythology, and then the 4th one goes back to Greek mythology because you go into Hades. I don't know. I'll probably play a little bit more. It's just more intriguing to get back and playing. It plays really well on the Anniversary Edition.
Yeah.
It looks decent, but it's mostly just me experimenting, trying things out. But that's really the only thing I've been playing beyond my own game that I'm making right now. So,
and this is
spending a lot of time on that.
Is this the game for Owl Dragon or for your contract?
For Blue Wizard.
Oh, okay.
Which people can see what we're making now. It's at spacetyrantgame.com. Yeah, spacetyrantgame.com.
Cool.
If people want to, we have an alpha test up. We send out alphas now every few weeks to people to say, hey, try it out. It's very much an alpha. A lot of the stuff is not final, but we're pushing. There's a reason why I'm playing a lot of it, because we're pushing pretty hard to hopefully get a release out in November.
Oh, wow, that's next month. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You mean like go through the alpha, go through the beta, and get an actual release out?
No, I think we do early access if we're going to do anything.
Oh, got it.
And not even a heavily promoted. It's mostly just like this is a type of game that's going to require a ton of people playing to get the balance right. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it's space strategy 4X kind of thing. 4X you can play in about 45 minutes is our goal.
Wow. So, that's kind of up my alley.
But it works. It's totally I've basically been fixing bugs and saving and loading, because I put the entire saving and loading system in. So
nice.
If people complain that it's not saving their game properly, that's my fault.
Aha. All right, we know where to send the pitchforks.
Yeah, I worked that took a while, a couple weeks of pretty intense work to get that in there.
Well, little known fact: if you send Anthony a pitchfork via UPS, you will have to pay a rural surcharge. So I hope it's fucking worth it.
It's true. You do. I don't have to pay it going out, which is awesome.
That's true. I just send it via post office to him.
I'll give you an address you can send to me in Seattle.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea for next time, for sure. Yeah. But it's worth it. That birthday present was pretty rad, so if I do say so myself.
It is rad. It's sitting here.
Nice.
Staring at me. It really needs to sing. Why doesn't it sing?
Yeah, the amiibo don't sing. Sorry, man.
I'd be amazing. I wonder if I can modify it to sing.
Let us know.
I don't want to destroy it.
Yeah.
Because I wonder if the NX will use amiibos.
It a fucking 1,000% will. I would
bet
you $100.
But how far back it will use them?
What do you mean, how far back?
Like this one, the Jigglypuff. Would it actually? Like, I wonder. Like, so when the NX comes out, if all of them will be compatible, if only certain ones up to a point, they're like, okay, I guess it's going to be dictated by the game more than anything.
But they'll be compatible in the same way that Amiibo in Hyrule Warriors was used, in that you swipe it and you get like rupees or something.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's not going to be like it. I wish there were like specialized stuff. Like in Yoshi's Woolly World was so rad when you swipe an Amiibo, your Yarn Yoshi turned into a Yarn Yoshi that's modeled on your Amiibo. So you have like a Mega Man Yarn Yoshi, you have a Jigglypuff Yarn Yoshi, yada yada.
Oh, that's cool.
It's so cool. And for Mario Kart,
sounds like a pain in the ass for the devs.
So cool. Of course. But I mean, it's really just a color palette, isn't it? Because it's the same yarn.
Oh, I guess so.
I mean, it's obviously work, but
yes,
I don't know how much work. You know better than I do.
Sometimes work is work in games. When you're trying to ship, you're like, oh crap, that's just more things that can break.
Well, and more amiibo being added, like the Bayonetta amiibo is coming out at some point. Like, do I have to will I get Yarn Yoshi Bayonetta style? Probably not, actually, now that I think of it.
That's kind of disturbing.
So the games that I'm playing this week, 2 of them. One, Forza Horizon 3 dropped on the 27th, and I played that for a couple of nights so far. That's just such a rad game, like just a chill game, play half an hour at a time. There's no rush to get through anything. It's set in Australia, and just driving around, collecting stuff, playing races, just switching cars. Because I played a Halo game on my Xbox One, I got a code to get the Warthog.
Of course.
So rad, just to cruise around Australia in a Warthog. Just arcadey, fun racing, and It's great. It's one of the Play Anywhere titles, so I loaded up on my PC, and it said that my PC video card is not good enough to run it, which surprises the shit out of me, considering it's better than what's in my Xbox by a good mile. But it said quit or continue and ignore, and I continued and ignored, of course, and played for about half an hour on my PC until it all crashed.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah. I didn't go to the store and complain about how it crashed on my system, considering I'm not using it with minimum specs, apparently. I wasn't one of those kind of people. But it's just, I think I mentioned before, like the first race, you're racing against a Jeep that's tied to a helicopter.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. That's fun. And the other game I played this week is just Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I think I put another 6-7 hours into that game this week. Just getting the trophies now. I think I've collected like 6 more trophies. I'm gonna get the platinum in this game. There's nothing that's like too out of the realm of possibility for me to do. Just the collectathon, collect all the flowers and the posters and whatever else, and then find all the London secrets and beat all the fight clubs and win street races. It's just a lot of that. The thing that's going to be challenging is knocking down 5,000 things with a carriage.
Just knock everything down. Everything you do, knock things down.
That's what I do. Everywhere I go, I get in a buggy and I just knock everything down. And it'll happen eventually, but 5,000 things is a lot. That's just so grinding.
It's absurd.
Like, that's going to be... I have to get 100% sync on all the main memories, and I'm pretty close on most of them. I have to go back and do a couple of things. But, yeah, knocking things down. Oof. But that game's just rad. Like, I am very excited for the Ezio trilogy remaster, because I'm hip deep in Assassin's Creed lore right now and just loving it. And I have...
You won't have a grappling hook, though.
I know. But I don't... I went back and played a little bit of Black Flag. I don't have it there either. Unity, obviously you don't, so it's fine. But that grappling hook was like the best thing. Like, it's so rad. Just kind of sail over everything and get the things that you need to go to pretty quickly. So that's what I'm playing this week. Cool.
No Destiny.
No, I didn't play 1 second of Destiny this week. That is totally not true. Never mind. I did play multiplayer for 2 rounds just to get some legendary marks, and I got this. The postmaster had some 3 of coins for me. I don't know if you use 3 of coins.
Yeah, I remember them.
Okay, so I popped it in multiplayer to see if I can get a legendary, and it didn't. Nothing popped up. And I'm at the point now where like my light level is like 330, and then every new thing I get is like 331. So you're like playing the infusion game, like upping your stuff by like 1 level, and such a slow creep. Such a slow creep.
It's usually when I drop out.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I dropped out. I'm like, okay, well,
progression gets so slow that you're like, yeah.
So, but I did. Oh, I forget. I did play more Destiny. Actually, it wasn't just multiplayer. I played about an hour of the campaign where I'm trying to get to Galahorn. And that, I don't know if you've seen that quest line in the new game. It is like some bizarre shit. It's not straightforward at all. You gotta like go on patrol and get splicer keys, and then go to the Archon's Keep and use the splicer keys to get through something, and then follow like 10 more steps. And it's just like, it's like obtuse. It really is, like on purpose obtuse. I don't know. But because I pre-ordered, I get the Iron Galahorn, and I want it. So I'm gonna.
So you have to do all this.
I have to do all of it, and we'll see if I'm able to. Because you have to like get people to do one part of it together with you, and I don't know. I want it, but we'll see. So I guess I did play some Destiny. So there you go. Yep. So when we come back from the break, we are going to talk about some weird off-topic shit. So stay right there, and we will be right back. All right, my friends, welcome back from the break. In case you didn't notice, in the last week, there was a Republican and Democratic presidential debate between Trump and Hillary. And
was that a debate?
It was a shit show.
Sorry. Yeah, it was.
Did you get a chance to watch it?
No, I watched clips of it later and bigger chunks of it. I was at D&D, so I was
cool.
Happily unaware of it for the most part while I was in my own little fantasy world, which is where I wanted to be most of the time.
Probably good. I actually, I was home from work for an issue at home, so I ended up watching it. And I've had a lot of anxiety about this anyway, so it was good to watch it and kind of just see how it played out. But it was just not a very good week for one of the candidates in general. And then at some point, I don't know if Patton Oswalt started this hashtag or something. No,
it was started by someone else, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And he just got picked up on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he did his, because he was retweeting them.
I see.
So, and I think they were going on beforehand. But yeah.
So the hashtag is alt-right Star Wars. And in case the viewers aren't plugged in too much, alt-right is basically kind of like the sanitized version of the extreme right-wing kind of white supremacist part of the Republican Party.
White supremacy, white nationalism, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
It's all under the same umbrella.
That's right. So the hashtag basically imagines mashes up Star Wars with like the alt-right kind of Trump rhetoric. And I pulled out quite a few of my favorites, but I was going to jump to you first if you wanted to.
Well, first we should do the Patton Oswalt, which is the one I sent to.
Okay, go for it.
I am not a Sith. I am a Force realist. So I laughed. I had to send it because I laughed out loud when I read that one.
That's awesome.
That was that one's a pretty good one. There's the Han Solo wasn't a war hero because he was frozen. I like my heroes that don't get frozen.
That was my favorite.
So good.
I like the one. This one's from at Kiala. These are the droids you're looking for. Tremendous droids. All the droids. Build a wall around Tatooine. Where's Mace Windu? This is from at J Jackson Music. Where's Mace Windu from? We don't know. He wants to be on the Jedi Council. He should release his birth certificate.
This was one from Reza Oslin. Luke, the Force is with you always. Ew, don't be gay.
I didn't realize that was from Reza Aslan. That's awesome.
Reza Aslan. I was like, oh. I mean, once I found this hashtag, I just kind of was just, this guy, Brian Pooh 91, Boba Fett, good guy with a gun.
God.
That one was like, that was so pretty good. Special.
Princess, this is from at Adnan Rasul. Princess Leia just doesn't have the stamina for a rebel victory. And then there's at Carl's Crap. These stormtroopers are the perfect shade of white supremacist.
Oh.
Good God.
Maybe if Alderaan had complied, the Empire wouldn't have been forced to destroy it.
Oh my God, nice.
That was another Patton Oswalt.
At real Jabba Trump. I will build a great wall, and the forest moon of Endor will pay for it. Believe me. This is from the Soulful EMU. I have a great relationship with the rebels. A lot of my friends are rebels.
One more Patton Oswalt. I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. Thank God. Feminism is such a cancer. Patton Oswalt is insane good.
So funny.
That guy has been through hell.
Oh yeah, recently, absolutely.
But the fact that he still is just probably one of the funniest people I follow on Twitter.
Awesome.
It's pretty incredible.
There's one here from at Not Quite Frodo. My lightsaber is long and beautiful. That's been well documented, along with various other powers of the dark side. So good. And then the last one I have here is from at King Jonathan 72. The Force is strong with this one. Of course it is. His father gave him 10 million Imperial credits and a Sith holocron to start.
Will Boo Barnett. Leia, aren't your hands a bit small for a stormtrooper?
Just the genius of that hashtag. I love those things that spontaneously combust on Twitter.
It totally combusted on Twitter. There's so many,
so
many of these. It's always nice to take some of the harsher things in reality and make them entertaining.
Yeah, and it kind of highlights the absurdity because it makes it more absurd. which is kind of
not that absurd. Is the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just enough where you're like, man, this should be sound crazier than it is.
Right, I agree. Have you seen the recent hashtag? The other things that what was it? Other things that were popular when Trump last paid taxes or something like that.
I haven't seen a bunch of it, but I mean, the only thing I saw was off the side of one of the news sites I go to, and it had a picture of Friends.
Oh Jesus!
The TV show Friends. It had David Schwimmer on it. Like I was like, I'm pretty sure I know where this is going. If I click that link, I didn't click it, but
it's been pretty good as well. I just gotta say, like, I'll leave that alone. So that was pretty funny. It was good to see, and it was kind of fun for me because I'm not like a huge Star Wars fan, so kind of like just trying to like get some of these hashtags. Like it was like a mental exercise for me. It was really kind of fun.
I am so far down the Star Wars hole right now. It's kind of ridiculous.
With the
planning an RPG in that.
Oh yeah, right.
My knowledge is being taxed to an insane amount of digging the internet, trying to figure out random planets, species.
Right.
I'm like, oh wow, I'm doing this. I'm going in, all in.
That's awesome. That's good. Gotta have your passion and your fun. When are you guys playing again?
I don't know. I mean, we just did the one shot thing.
Right.
Just I hope to get my whole game going. I would like to do it by the end of October, in the next like 3 weeks probably.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I've got Roll20 all set up. It's really easy to use, and
cool.
So it's basically adults with schedules and trying to get that all worked out.
Oh my God, it's hard. Our mutual friend Travis and I are trying to set up a time where him and I and 4 of his friends can get together and do Vault of Glass on Destiny, and it's just like I'm fucking it up, and it's hard to get everyone together, and
it is. It's incredibly hard. We all have our things, unfortunately, and it's hard to. Between me and my wife, we realize we're like, okay, so I have D&D tomorrow night. She has choir Tuesday night. Every other week, Wednesday, one of us has to take my kid to Cub Scouts.
Right.
On Wednesday nights. Thursday nights is a kind of a catch-all. At least every third week there's something happening Thursday night for one of us, but sometimes more often. I think Friday nights is like one of the only nights where we don't have things consistently planned.
And then people go out on Friday nights, so it's hard to...
I know. For people that don't have kids, we're like... And then we consistently, if we do stuff for ourselves with kids, is Saturday.
Right.
It's a big one. So I look at them like, I don't know. My life is full of schedule.
Yep.
So
all right.
It's not getting better.
Well, you and your wife share a Google Calendar, right?
We do. We share one. It's basically hers.
Yeah.
Because she answers most of the stuff going on.
Right.
But I have it on my phone, so I can at least see what's going on.
Yeah. It's a good way to do it.
Do you guys do it?
No, because our it's the same every week. I mean, we have this next Friday we have a meetup, and then Sundays we have softball, and Sunday nights it's you and me, and other than that we just work like 12
That's true.
to
You're
14
teachers,
hour days.
so yeah.
I'm just
There's
surrounded
always stuff to grade.
I'm surrounded by summary responses right now in my grade book, and it's just calling to me, and it's just like
I've loved your posts on how badly
God,
people learning English write the best stuff ever.
I seriously almost died. It was like 10 minutes into class, and I almost said, "You guys, we got to take a break." I'm gonna laugh my ass off. That was amazing, but I'm not gonna share it on here. So sorry, audience.
No, but just knowing that English is a hard language to learn.
It is.
And there's some nuances, and sometimes you replace words with the wrong words.
You do.
And make very funny sentences.
Even just one letter different. It just... So the last thing I want to finish off here is maybe just me more than you, because I don't know how much you're into baseball, but today was Vin Scully's last game. He's been broadcasting...
I heard about that.
Yeah, broadcasting for the Dodgers for 67 years. Which is older than my in-laws.
How old was he when he started?
Well, he's 88 now, so 67, 21.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. If I did the math right there on the fly.
Yeah.
I think I did. And it was so awesome because the Dodgers. So this last 3 games of the series, 3 games of the season were Dodgers Giants, and that's a big rivalry. Giants basically had to win out to get into the playoffs, and they managed to sweep the Dodgers. It was at San Francisco. Vin Scully doesn't really travel anymore, but he traveled to San Francisco for the basically last games of his career, and the ovation and the accolades and everything the Giants were bestowing on Vin today. It was just, Dodgers fans, Giants fans, everyone just coming together to celebrate like the best announcer. Like if the Giants and Dodgers are playing, I will always listen to Vin Scully. Like I will not listen to the Giants announcers because he's so good. And it's just cool to see like, a huge rivalry that has spawned a lot of, great baseball moments, but also some really shitty off the field stuff between like fans and things. To see the civility and just the respect, it's nice in a world that feels so polarized where like if you support, all this tribalism, if you're in the other tribe, then we hate you and we want to kill you and beat you up and scream things at you. And it's just nice to see that not happening today. And, so the Giants, KNBR, the San Francisco station, for the 3rd inning switched over to Vin. So they didn't broadcast and they just put Vin's broadcast on. It was just so good. He's the best, and I'm going to miss him so much. And it was just great to hear today.
So he's just fully retiring.
Yep. He is not even going to do the playoffs because he doesn't want the playoffs to be about him. He wants to be about the Dodgers.
Okay.
So he's done as of today. And he's still he's just so whip smart, and like you learn so much listening to him. And
I heard stuff on NPR as we were driving around today. My family, we had NPR and they were talking about it, and yeah, he sounded really good for 88.
Yeah, he really
Shocking.
does.
I was like, holy cow.
He's with it. He's really smart and just a treasure, and it's going to suck to not listen to him anymore.
It's a good run, though.
67
years. And now
years.
he can actually relax. Just watch the game.
Yeah, and he was saying that he gets to like be with his family now, and that's important to him. And he's 88, and he's probably got a good 5-7 years left. Who knows? So yeah, and the Giants are in the playoffs, which is great.
And as far as I saw on my Twitter feed from people up here, Mariners are not.
They are not. It ended up being.
They were close, though, right?
They were 2 games out yesterday, and if they would have won and someone else would have lost. No. I think they're maybe even 1 game out.
I think all they had to do was win 1 game yesterday.
Yep.
And they lost.
Right.
I think was what happened. Or it was a close game, if I remember. I wasn't watching it. I just saw people. I'm in Seattle. So yeah, it was against the A's, and they lost 3-2.
Oh God, how do you lose against the A's?
They're the Mariners.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah.
I know the Mariners aren't the best team out there, so.
Well, and the thing that sucks I don't know if it sucks or not, but for the AL side, they've got 3 teams from the same division. It's the Red Sox, and then it's the Orioles and the Blue Jays. So that's, I don't know, that's a lot from one division.
Yeah.
But, whatever. I'm looking forward to the playoffs, and the Giants have the last 3 World Series they have won. They won it as wild card teams. So they are going to New York on Wednesday, and I'm just going to hold my breath.
There you go.
Yeah. Sport ball fun.
Yeah. I don't watch a ton of it, but
yeah.
I do kind of try to keep generally up to date on a high level on what teams are doing well and not.
Right.
Just to know, because I mean, football I'm keeping track of somewhat, and 49ers are sucking a lot.
Dude.
As expected. I did not expect much out of them.
Right.
Seahawks are doing fine, though.
Yep. Well, they're my defense. They did great today.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the final score.
Yep.
I was like, okay, Seahawks. And then Niners lost to the Cowboys today. Yeah.
I tried to think about it.
I hate the Cowboys so much.
Chip Kelly has got to put Kaepernick at some point because Gabbert's not getting it done.
Just don't think Kaepernick is going to get it done either.
Might have a better chance than Gabbert. I don't know.
That's true. I feel like he has a better chance, but Kaepernick has also just been really inconsistent as well.
He has,
unfortunately.
absolutely.
That's the problem. Neither of them are consistent quarterbacks.
Right. I just feel like Kaepernick fits Chip Kelly's offense a lot better.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, I mean, Chip Kelly hasn't done really that great since he left Oregon to go to the NFL. So I don't know. Maybe.
How did the Chargers do?
3 minutes left. They were up. I think 4 minutes left. They were up 35-24. No, sorry, 34-24. They lost the game 35-34.
That sounds like the Chargers.
Yep, they're 0-4 now.
Are they? No, they said one. There's records 1-3. They won one game.
I thought they were 0-4. Oh.
No, they're 1-3. They won against the Jaguars.
Oh, okay. I take it back then.
But man, that's a team that I've with family from San Diego. Look at it. Man, Rivers is actually a really good quarterback if you just have a better team around him.
He is. He's always been my fantasy quarterback, and I get tons of points from him, but his team sucks.
Just really, I'm like, man, dude.
Yep. The coaching sucks, the team sucks, and it's interesting because this election there's a proposition on the ballot to keep them buy them a new stadium, basically, to keep them here.
Yeah. Oh, I know that. I've been seeing stuff on that.
Yeah.
Do you think it will pass?
I don't know. I
know it's pretty contentious.
It is contentious, and it didn't pass before, but they've changed the way that it's being funded. So it might. And I think it's tied to a convention center upgrade as well. I'm certainly voting against it because billionaires can build their own stadiums.
From being in Seattle, I can tell you, no, don't publicly fund. We're still the amount of money that taxes we have to pay up here just for these stupid stadiums.
Yep.
Which is great. They do bring business, but no.
Well,
someone else can build it. Like, if you want your teams to play there or thing, then it's not a public place is the thing. That's what kills me about it. I'm like,
and they play 8 home games a year.
Yeah, that's the thing that's always killed me about the big stadium stuff is like I'm all about publicly funding public spaces. But a stadium is not a public space.
No,
it is. I can't just go into it.
Right.
I can't just walk over and just be like, I'm going to hang out at the stadium today. Nope.
Well, and the taxpayers should get free tickets then. Like, we're funding your stadium. Like, I'm not gonna build you your house. I'm not gonna build you your stadium. You have money. Build your own fucking stadium. Well, I'm gonna go to a different city. Well, then fine. Like, no city should pay for your stadium. I'm tired of like debt is public and profit is private. And it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, it's kind of been. That's why we don't have a basketball team in Seattle anymore.
Because you wouldn't build a Supersonics stadium or a arena.
The ownership had changed to be out of in Oklahoma anyway.
Oh, okay.
But whenever they said that they wouldn't, like, they complained that Key Arena was too old and wasn't nice enough anymore, and like no one publicly was like, no, we will not build a new arena for that. And so they left.
Yeah. Well,
and I don't think, and there's been years, there's been people trying to like get stuff on the ballot and being like, okay, we'll put up X amount of money if the public can fund it, and like it's never gone anywhere because the city is already down to 2 stadiums and no one wants to pay for another one.
Yeah. San Diego, I think there's a strong desire not to. We'll see in November, but I went to a game a couple weeks ago, to a Padres game, and we were coming back, and the driver was asking us what we're going to do, and I was like, I'm voting against it. And like, he almost like hit the brakes. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't think we should build stadiums for billionaires. We can do something better with the tax money. Well, it brings in a lot of business. We play 8 home games a year. Well, they do other stuff with it too. The taxpayers, kind of like what you said, like if it's taxpayers are paying for it, it should be public, and it's not public, it's private. So the taxpayers are getting no benefit other than we get to go to football games, and I don't even really like football anyways, and I think that the culture of violence is troubling, yada, yada, yada. So no, and he really was pissed at me. It's like, well, and he was mad because he lives in a different city, so he can't vote on it. So that sucks for you, buddy.
So it's San Diego City.
San Diego City. Which we just moved to, so we just brought 2 no votes. Yeah.
I didn't know if it was county.
Nah, it's city only.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then.
We'll see.
I'll be interested to see how that goes.
There's a lot this November that's going to be really interesting in California. We'll see.
Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff up here, too.
Yeah. It's a pretty...
A lot of stuff everywhere. It's a big election.
It's a big election. Yep. So anyway, thanks so much for sticking with us through this episode, my friends. This has been episode 53 of Prof and Dev Play Games. Again, I am at Prof Plays Games, and over there is at Summer Speak. We got some stuff coming down the pipe for January, so a couple more months, and then we'll get some.
We'll work that out.
Yep, some cool stuff rolling out. Until then, thanks so much for listening, and we will see you next week.
All right, thanks everyone.
Adios.